Now I'm going to tell you about my mother, which most of you know as Grandma Avery. She was the oldest daughter of her father, and he kind of treated her as a pet, I think. I told you about that he went to Chicago and bought a piano for her so she could learn to play the piano. She became a wonderful pianist. She could transpose the hymns into a different key without writing anything down. She'd just look at the music and she could play it in a different key. She played the piano and the organ for church all of her life until she was in her 80s. Well, she had had a privileged life and was kind of petted all of her life. But she was a farmer's wife, and when she married Daddy, she found what hard work was like. She had a lot to do. She taught piano lessons all of her life, her married life at least. And her home was a place for all of the Jessie Ann Smith cousins that came to BYU. They would go see Aunt Sadie. And there were a lot of Jessie Ann Smith cousins that came to BYU. They were always poor, never had anything nice. They never owned a home. They rented all the time. Soon after Daddy died, she bought a home. It was up closer to the upper campus, and she would walk to her job at one of the dorms on campus to pay for this house that she bought. Then she worked at the Barbizon clothing factory, and finally, after I don't know how long, 20 or 30 years of working to pay for the house, she walked downtown and turned in the final payment on her home. She was very proud of the fact that she had bought a home. She became a fan of the BYU basketball team. She worked at DI, Deseret Industries, and she was so thrilled when the BYU basketball players would come in to buy something there. She's told about one time where she stood up tall as she could. She would have to stretch to be 5 foot tall. But she said she looked that basketball player right in the belt buckle. She would watch their basketball games, and if you ever wanted to have some excitement, you could go watch basketball with Grandma Avery. When she was working at DI, the church made a video about the welfare program, and my mother is one of the stars in that video. She told them on the video, she said, "I'm going to work till I'm 90, and then I'm going to take it easy for a while."